Now, the Quinnipiac poll, I want to get to this before we finish the hour, and we've got a great roster of calls I'm looking forward to getting to. And, of course, great audio soundbite roster with, once again, the people, the babes, excuse me, the babes at The View have just discovered what I said maybe 8 years ago. What about the concept of an aging female president? Remember when at the end of a monologue defending Hillary Clinton, she was under assault for this. I was defending Hillary Clinton, and I asked the question, do the American people want to observe their president obviously aging? Well, that little question is all that Maud Behar and the babes at The View apparently are aware of what I said. So they think it's outrageous. It's horrible. It's just horrible. And so they had a little discussion about it. Yes, they did. Well, look at this. Cookie just found a soundbite of Maud Behar back on December 18th, 2007, agreeing with my statement about Hillary. I guess Maud has forgotten she once agreed with me because yesterday on The View she raked me over the coals. That's coming up. Okay, let me get started the audio soundbites. If you're on hold on the phone, hang in. We're coming right back to you, but I've got to do this. I'm trying to figure out what would be the most effective order in playing these. Tell you what, let's do. Let's play soundbite number 1, and we'll go to 26. And maybe hit number 2 after that. But here is this morning on The View, co-host Joy Behar talking about perceived I'll tell you what's happening here. Trump has begun alluding to how he's going to criticize Hillary. So the left is popping up, and they are going to say that criticizing Hillary is not permitted. That will be either sexism or misogyny. Just like you couldn't criticize Obama, first African-American president, that's racism to criticize him. Hillary, theoretically, president, first female, any criticism, sexist. This is how they're going to shut it down. They're already starting on this. And this was predictable, by the way. And after they do Hillary, then they'll try to nominate the first Hispanic. And the same thing. You can't criticize the president. He's the first Hispanic, and that's racism if you do. It's their modus operandi. So that's what this is essentially all about. And here's Joy Behar with her comment on something.
Just read you a couple of things I found about Hillary Clinton. This is from Rush Limbaugh. He says, will Americans want to watch a woman get older before their eyes on a daily basis? That's Rush Limbaugh.
Right. Okay. That's this morning on The View. Let's go back. Same program. December 18th, 2007, Whoopi Goldberg, Baba Wawa, and Joy Behar.
Rush Limbaugh was on the radio, as he always is, and he was commenting on whether we want to watch a woman aging in the White House. He explained he knew that it was going to get into trouble for the comment, but said, I'm talking about the evolution of American culture here, not so much Mrs. Clinton. He also said that presidents age rapidly and added a woman is not going to want to look like she's getting older because it will impact poll numbers. In politics, perceptions are reality, so there will have to be steps taken to avoid the appearance of aging.
He says that a man looks authoritative and a woman does not. That's the difference.
Except that I think that he has a point in that people's looks impact the election.
Oh, wait a minute. Back in 2007, Joy Behar said, but wait, I think he has a point in that people's look. And Whoopi tried to put this in context as best as she's equipped to. She's right. I wasn't specifically talking about Hillary. I was talking about America. Hillary was under assault. It was during the campaign, the primary campaign, 2007. Operation Chaos had not yet begun. Obama had just been picked to run. Hillary thought it was her nomination. Obama had just shown up, and there were all kinds of Democrat insults at Hillary, and people were floating things and publishing pictures of her getting older. And I ran in there and in a way started defending Hillary Clinton and turned it into a discussion of, gee, how unfair is American culture to aging women? And they all understood that back in 2007. But Maude, apparently that's too far ago for her to remember. So now this morning, they take one line out of it that and they apply a meaning to it that I never said or intended. They just don't remember. They do not remember back in 2007 agreeing with me about this. But we did. And now you know the absolute truth. That brain-dead audience watching the show won't know. They'll walk out of there. They did walk out of there thinking, "Oh, man, Limbaugh, ooh, it's horrible." Well, I know. See, that's the thing. I mean, if you want to talk about women aging in public on TV, just look at The View. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself here. But they'll have fun with this tomorrow. Let's see. Audio sound. Let's see. Number 2, Neil Cavuto yesterday on his Coast to Coast show on the Fox Business Network was speaking to Tom Sullivan, who worked with me at KFBK Sacramento. He's now a talk host of the Fox Radio Network, and he's a business analyst at the Fox Business Network. And they were talking about Behar's comment that she thinks Trump is the most dangerous man alive. So this is Cavuto and Tom Sullivan from yesterday afternoon on the Fox Business Network.
She's talking about Donald Trump. You know, which is a good point. It usually is a talk show host. Our buddy Rush Limbaugh, for example, has been the most dangerous man in America for a decade or two. So, I mean, it's just... Now there's a leadership swap. Yes, and right. It's certainly no news flash to me. I mean, of course she thinks that anybody who doesn't agree with her point of view is the most dangerous person. I think it's interesting to hear other people's views. I don't find them dangerous. I find them interesting. But for some reason, Joyce Behar and people like her are afraid to hear another view.
That's exactly right. That's why we have safe zones on campus now where you won't have to hear anybody that disagrees with anything you believe. I mean, but that's where the left is. That's where they've been going for a while and where they are. There's no free speech. There is what they think and what they say, and that's it. And if you don't say and think what they do, they will find a way to shut you up. So Trump's the most dangerous man in America now, where I used to be. I'll get it back, folks. Don't worry. Coco, I tell you what I want you to do. I want you to go back and grab the transcripts from the website on December 17th of 2007. And that... rather than read to you what I said then, just go read it when you have a chance. We'll link it on the free side. I was bouncing off an unflattering picture of Hillary that was on a Drudge Report. And I launched it was headlined The Toll of a Campaign. And I launched into my analysis of it as far as, what it means about American culture, where we're headed in that regard for, the possibility. She was running for president then. Female president, what's it going to mean? Meaning how people are devoted to the looks of other people on TV and how they form opinions. It was not an attack on Mrs. Clinton in any way, shape, manner, or form. It was actually a defense of her. Well, you read it and you'll see. You're smart enough to read between the lines for what was really going on there. Because I want to move on here, but if Coco will link that, you'll see exactly what it was all about. Because I guarantee you that's now been resurfaced by the left to dump me into this mix, war on women, attacking somebody's looks and so forth. When these people forget the things they've said about Margaret Thatcher, for example. I mean, these people on the left make fun of the way people look all the time. It's always a two-way street.